We all know that things have not been going well in Boston.
You've got a lot of guys that were asked to take a step back.
I don't think we anticipated how difficult that was going to be.
So you and I sat down at the start of the season and you talked about the challenge it was going to be to have everyone sort of figure out how to play together.
Yeah.
It's turned out to really be a challenge. What has it been like along the way?
You know, you obviously have expectations to live up to individually, but as a team, you know, it's a lot to figure out all in 1 year, you know, bringing a lot more talent. You know, we didn't fill in just pieces here and there. We filled in pieces with great players. So, you know, a lot has changed since the beginning of the season, but overall, I just want to win, and I'm going to dedicate myself every single day. And if I got to bring everybody else up with me, then that's just what I have to do.
Your teammate Marcus Morris did say that it hasn't been fun. It hasn't been fun even when we've been winning a lot. Have you felt that?
It's been a trying year for us, you know, because we basically have a bunch of young men in our locker room that feel like they're capable of doing a lot more than what they're doing, and that's okay. But there's a maturity that you have to have, there's a professionalism that you have to really showcase every single day, and that's what the great ones do. You know, I initially didn't play the minutes I wanted to play. I'm 26 years old, heading into my prime. Like, why do I have to wait for anybody? You know, Terry Rozier you know, he played in the playoffs. He did extremely well. Coming back, that's a natural competition that me and him have. Like, it is what it is. Like, no one wants to say it, but I will. It's part of their growth. When you have winning in mind, then, you know, you gotta understand that. You gotta do what it takes, but you gotta understand your teammates.
Kyrie Irving has been working through what it means to be the leader of a team.
I think Kyrie's still trying to kind of figure that part out a little bit.
What have you learned about being a leader so far this season?
That you don't have to try to be a leader. That you don't have to, like,
Did you think that at the start?
Yeah, because, you know, you naturally propel yourself to this position. You naturally start listening to outside advice, like, hey, you know, how did you deal with this? How did you deal with that? And at the end of the day, you know, I've always had the tools. Now it's just about going out there and just doing it, improving it, and just being myself. That's the best version of me.
Irving picked up the phone and dialed 1-800-LeBron.
You did make a lot of headlines when you came out. Not only said what you said about the young guys, but also said that you called up LeBron and you said, oh, now I know what it was like when I was younger and you were the one who was in my position now. A lot of guys would not have made that phone call. Why did you make the phone call?
Well, I think that, you know, it takes a very, very strong individual to, you know, replay a lot of the experiences that you've had, you know, a lot of anger that you know, had built up, you know, that where you didn't address the situation and you allowed it to fester, and then it was just combustion. Like, it came out and it just, you know, and then you realize, like, hey, man, I didn't have to deal with that the same way I dealt with that. You know, I didn't have to go about it that same way. Now, mind you, I have no regrets in terms of any decision that I made, you know, going about my individual journey and what I want and foresee for my career. And yeah, apologizing, that was a step for me just to move forward in my life.
Kyrie's future now even more uncertain.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I feel is best for my career, and I don't owe anybody.
You made some headlines too when you talked about your own journey forward and your free agency, and you were just going to do what is best for you at the time when it comes. What is it like to have everybody talking about you and talking about this all of the time? The last time you went to go win a title, 2016, you didn't have all this going on. Now you're going to go try to win a title, and the talk's going to be there the whole time.
Well, the talks don't stop. I mean, the talks follow the great players in the league, and I'm appreciative and grateful to be one of those great players in our league now. You know, I've worked my way to get here, you know, and honestly, all that goes with the free agent talk is really a distraction, you know, and a lot of people don't realize on the outside that, you know, a lot of things that are said get into the locker rooms. Like, a lot of things that are put in headlines get into locker rooms. Like, media has broken up locker rooms. Like, it's been done before. Like, where you say something and it's misinterpreted, and instead of addressing it with the person or individual, like human interaction, you read it on your phone. Like, you read it on a text. Somebody says that, hey, did you see what this person said about you, and it's your teammate? And you're like, wait, I didn't hear that. And then you hold back, you don't say anything to them, and then throughout the season, it ends up coming out again, and it's just like, man, that's not the way life is supposed to go. You know, it's a unique position, but I'm appreciative that I can have this understanding now. So, you know, it's fun, but at the same time,